Today, I need you to slow down for just a moment, not because something bad is about to happen, but because something important is already unfolding in your life, and you may not have fully recognized it yet. Lately, things may have felt a little off, not completely wrong, but not completely right either. Your thoughts have been heavier, your sleep lighter, and your heart carrying something you can't quite explain. This message is for that exact feeling, because what you've been experiencing isn't random. You weren't overthinking, and you weren't imagining things. You were sensing a shift happening beneath the surface of your life. There were situations that almost happened to you, paths you nearly walked down, people you almost trusted, and decisions that could have changed everything, but somehow they didn't. Not because of coincidence or luck, but because something quietly stepped in and redirected your path without needing to announce itself. When you look back, you'll notice how certain things didn't work out. The plans that fell apart, the conversations that never happened, the people who slowly drifted away, and the opportunities that slipped through your hands. At the time, it felt frustrating, maybe even unfair, and you probably questioned why things kept falling apart. But what if those weren't losses at all? What if they were protection? The truth is, you didn't just avoid disappointment, you avoided damage. You avoided situations that would have drained your energy, relationships that would have taken more than they gave, and paths that looked promising but carried consequences you couldn't yet see. Protection doesn't always feel like protection. Sometimes it feels like rejection, confusion, or silence. There were nights when you questioned your worth, moments when you wondered if you weren't enough, and times when you felt like you were being left behind. But in reality, you were being redirected towards something better. Not everything that leaves your life is a loss. Some things leave because they cannot go where you're going. Some people step back because they don't align with who you're becoming. And some doors close because what was behind them would have cost you more than you were ready to give. At the time, it may have felt like everything was falling apart, but now, if you really look closely, you can start to see the pattern. You can see how certain endings happened just in time, how certain truths were revealed before things went too far, and how certain delays saved you from rushing into the wrong direction. You were never being ignored, you were being guided. And right now, you're standing at a turning point in your life. You may not fully understand it yet, but you can feel it. There's a quiet shift happening inside you. You're starting to think differently, see things more clearly, and outgrow what once felt comfortable. That's not confusion, that's growth. Growth can feel uncomfortable because it asks you to let go of what's familiar, even when what's familiar isn't good for you. You may have noticed that people you once connected with easily now feel distant, conversations feel forced, and places that once felt right no longer align with who you are. Even your habits and routines are changing, and things you once accepted no longer feel right. That's not a problem, that's clarity. You're evolving, and not everything or everyone can come with you into this next chapter. And here's something you need to hear clearly. You are not falling behind, you are not late, and you are not missing out. Everything is unfolding in alignment with your timing, not someone else's. If certain things had worked out earlier, you might not have been ready for them. You might have carried old patterns into new opportunities and repeated cycles you were meant to break. Instead, you were given time to grow, to heal, and to understand yourself on a deeper level. Now, you're stepping into a version of yourself that is stronger, calmer, and more aware. You don't chase the same things anymore. You don't tolerate the same energy, and you don't ignore your intuition like you used to. That's not weakness, that's wisdom. And what's coming next in your life won't feel forced. It won't make you question your worth or leave you feeling drained. It will feel natural, steady, and right. Not perfect, but peaceful. So if you've been feeling uncertain, questioning everything, or wondering why things didn't work out the way you hoped, take this as your confirmation. You were protected, you were guided, and you are still being led in the right direction. What didn't happen in your life is just as important as what did. One day soon, you're going to look back at this season, and instead of confusion, you'll feel gratitude, because you'll finally understand that nothing was random, nothing was wasted, and nothing meant for you will ever miss you. Stay steady, stay patient, and trust the process. Even when you can't fully see it yet, you're closer than you think. And there's something else you need to understand right now, because this is where everything begins to shift in a way you can actually feel. The season you're entering isn't just about things getting better on the surface. It's about things becoming clearer in a way that changes how you see your entire life. You're going to start noticing things you once overlooked, patterns, behaviors, intentions, both in yourself and in others. Situations that once confused you will suddenly make sense, and you'll realize that what felt like chaos was actually alignment happening behind the scenes. There's going to be a moment very soon where something clicks inside you, and it won't be loud or dramatic. It'll be quiet, steady, and undeniable. You'll feel it in your chest, like a calm certainty replacing all the overthinking you used to carry. And in that moment, you'll realize you don't need to chase answers anymore, because clarity will start showing up on its own. The things that used to drain you will no longer have the same hold on you. You'll stop over-explaining yourself. You'll stop trying to convince people to understand you. You'll stop questioning your own instincts. Instead, you'll trust what you feel without needing constant validation. And that shift alone will change everything. Opportunities will begin to align with who you've become, not who you used to be. The right conversations will happen naturally, without force. The right people will recognize your energy without you having to prove anything. And most importantly, you'll start to feel a sense of peace that isn't dependent on everything going perfectly. It'll come from knowing you're no longer fighting yourself. There will still be challenges, but they won't shake you the way they once did, because you'll see them differently. You'll understand that not every obstacle is there to stop you. Some are there to position you. Some are there to slow you down just enough to make sure you don't miss what actually matters. And when things don't work out, you won't immediately assume something is wrong. Instead, you'll pause, reflect, and trust that there's a reason you can't see yet. That's growth, that's alignment, and that's where you are right now. You're no longer in the phase where everything feels uncertain and unstable. You're stepping into a phase where things begin to make sense, where your decisions feel more grounded, and where your path starts to feel like your own. And even if part of you is still unsure, even if there are moments where doubt tries to creep back in, it won't have the same power over you anymore. Because now you've experienced enough to know that every time something didn't work out, it was leading you somewhere better. So don't rush this part. Don't try to force clarity before it naturally arrives. Let things unfold. Let people reveal themselves. Let situations play out without feeling like you have to control the outcome. Because what's coming next in your life isn't something you need to chase. It's something you're stepping into, one aligned moment at a time. And when you finally arrive there, when everything starts to come together in a way that feels almost surreal, you're going to look back at who you were during this season, the uncertainty, the waiting, the quiet growth, and you're going to realize that this was the turning point all along.